Testing, 1, 2, 3. John, may you speak, please?
First I was afraid, I was petrified. I kept thinking I could never live without you by my side.
And then I spend so many nights thinking how you did me wrong.
And I grew strong, I don't know what your password is.
And I knew how to get along.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm John.
I'm Joe, we're from Hot and Cold, and today we're here to review 13 Hours, The Secret Soldiers of Benghazi, directed by none other than Michael Bay.
Starring John Krasinski, James Badge Dale, Pablo Schreiber, David Denman, Dominic Fumusa, and Max Martini. And David Castabile.
David Castabile is the captain.
Yeah. That dick.
Anyway, The Secret Soldiers of Benghazi, small synopsis. It's about these 6 retired military ops that are pretty much bodyguards for...
Yeah, they're hired hands.
They're hired hands.
Mercenaries, in a sense.
In Benghazi, and an ambassador goes there to pretty much try and let them know that, like, we're there to... we're here to help Benghazi. Like, he's pretty much there to settle peace. And he gets killed... And after he gets killed, there's 2 bases in Benghazi. There was the base that the ambassador was staying at, and there was the base that the soldiers were staying at. Once they take over the one base, they go to the one that the soldiers are at. And pretty much the soldiers have to hold them off long enough for backup to come and save them. And they go 13 hours fighting off waves of people from their rebellion.
And the thing is, the other base is a secret base filled with CIA operatives that aren't supposed to be there.
Yeah, none of us were supposed to be there, but, we do what we do best and go there anyway.
Yep, stick our nose in other people's business and get hated by the world.
Yeah.
So.
But, pretty much they just try and hold it down until backup comes for 13 hours, fighting, no help, and they pretty much were just doing it to try and protect all the other people in the base. There was women there, other guys, other CIA operatives.
You think CIA operatives would be a little better trained, though? They were just like, stay here, don't mess anything up.
Well, they were like technical people. Like, they worked with computers and stuff like that.
I mean, they were still field agents, though.
I guess, but these were the badass ones.
Well, that's because these other guys were military special ops trained,
What did you think?
I liked it. And, I mean, usually Michael Bay movies, everyone knows Michael Bay. He's all about the explosions. He's all about the eye candy. This one, I mean, yeah, there was explosion and stuff, but it worked.
Fit. Yeah, it was supposed to.
And I thought it was actually directed very well. There was a bunch of one-liners that were pretty corny, but I definitely think Michael Bay did a good job.
He pulled everything straight from the book.
Yeah.
So it wasn't. It had his style in it, the way he films, but everything that's done and said is from the book.
Yeah.
He really paid it tribute. He did this movie justice, in my opinion.
I thought the acting was great. John Krasinski definitely surprised me. Usually he's not, a serious guy, so it was actually pretty nice to see that.
Coming straight out the Office.
Yeah.
And the other guy was from The Office, too.
Which one?
Boone, I think? The guy with the sniper rifle.
Oh.
He was the guy that was dating Pam before... In The Office before.
Was that him?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Well, good for him too.
Yeah.
And James Dale, I liked him from The Pacific. I thought he was great in that. Yeah. And to see him translate over to this was pretty good too. I thought the acting was good. The imagery and all that stuff. It's a Michael Bay movie, so it was very entertaining to say the least. Things getting blown up, people getting shot, that's all great. The story, it followed the book, so it was nice to, see a little more of what happened, than what you heard, in the news and from the Hillary Clinton emails and things like that.
I hate her.
It really, the movie really brings out a reaction of the whole situation from you. So, I like that. The music, it was there, I didn't, it was good. But, I didn't really focus on it because, you're too busy focused on, the loud noises and things like that, gunshots. Mm-hmm. I thought the movie was good. I'll give it a hot.
Okay. Yeah, the acting I thought was incredible. You know, taking these two guys from like a knockoff like comedy show and turning them to these true, you know, war heroes.
Yeah.
And I thought John Krasinski did a fantastic job. I really blew me away. They all really delivered on their performances. Even the captain, as much as I hated him, he was, you know.
Yeah, but you know he did his part.
Yeah.
People were supposed to not like him, and I didn't like the guy.
I didn't like him.
You know, so.
Yeah, pretty much what the captain is, you know, they're sitting there. They want to go. All right, when the ambassador's base is getting attacked, the 6 soldiers are like, "We're gonna go there and help," and the captain's like, "No, it's not your job. Stay here."
Yeah.
And eventually, you know, the ambassador comes on the walkie-talkie and is like, we're all going to die very shortly. So the soldiers are like, you know what, screw you, Captain, we're going. If they just went in the first place when they wanted to and the captain would have let them, they probably would have saved the ambassador.
Yeah.
Because he only died minutes before they got there. But the sound, it was epic. Michael Bay is good with epic music, but again, this is a movie where you're not really paying attention to the sound. This movie does a great job of putting you in the moment.
Yeah.
Like, you really feel like you're in the moment.
The music gets like underscored by, you know, everything else that's going on.
Yeah. And again, God, I have such a problem with some of the other reviews I heard about this movie. There was this one, I'm not going to point out any names, but there was this one review I watched with this girl, and she said that she didn't like the movie because after a while, Michael Bay did his thing where he just gets too much action, too much violence, too much explosion. She's like, the gunshots got numbing after a while. And I'm sitting there like, oh, but you like Saving Private Ryan, and that movie had about 75% more shooting than this movie did. It's like, you're knocking it, but this is what really happened. What was he supposed to do? Not putting in, like, that's not a valid argument.
Yeah, the action really didn't start until...
It didn't start until the
you
end. The last half hour, 45, the last 45 minutes
it was
of the
probably at least an hour of act. Like, you probably didn't really see much until, like, it started at, like, an hour and a half. You know, but then after that, it was there for most of the movie.
But for her to say that, it's like, so what you're saying is what they actually did was boring? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you didn't like the movie. It's a true story. It's like how, you know, I
mean, fuck that bitch, you know?
God, she's such a bitch. I don't know. This whole movie, the whole first half was character development. I thought it was fantastic.
Yeah.
I really sided with these characters. A lot of war movies now, it's like, you know, like going back to American Sniper, Bradley Cooper did a fantastic performance, don't get me wrong, but he's an impossible character to relate to because none of us are going through PTSD, you know? We can't relate to him. All these characters are very humane. They're not going through that. They're very funny and they're joking around with each other. And you're able to really latch onto these characters. And it made me feel more in the moment and feel bad when, you know, shit hit the fan. And, you know, some people said that there wasn't a story. It's like, it's a survival story, you know. They have to survive. But within that, there's a lot of, like, you know, getting inside their head and what's going on. And I just thought everything was outstanding. I mean, the score could have been there. It wasn't. But, you know, not for nothing, Michael Bay hasn't had a good track record with movies. You know, Pearl Harbor, I'm sure a lot of people were afraid. I'm really pissed off that this movie didn't get... You know, this movie bombed at the box office.
Did it really?
And 90% of the
You know,
reason is because it was by Michael Bay.
Probably.
Straight up, people actually said they didn't go see it because they thought it was going to be another flop like Pearl Harbor. Go see this fucking movie. I swear to God, this is probably...
His best
movie ever, and he does such a good justice to these people. Like,
I guess just knowing the other things that he's done kind of makes you appreciate this movie more.
Yeah,
you know,
it was fantastic. I'm gonna give it a burning. I mean, the score was there; it wasn't not there. It's just this is a war movie, so I wasn't paying attention, but it was there and it was okay. You know, Michael Bay knows how to put a good dramatic score going on. You know, when things are upsetting, he really like raises the volume to like. Up the ante. Yeah, I'm gonna give it a burning. I love this movie. I've seen it 3 times in theaters already. I'm definitely gonna buy it on Blu-ray. So.
All right. So yeah, we're pretty much in between hot and burning. It's a good movie. Go see it. Trust me. It's worth the watch.
Yeah, if you liked it, you know it's good.
Yeah. So again, I'm John.
I'm Joe. We're from Hot and Cold.
And catch you later.